Hello everyone. Today we are going to make a video on this question which was asked in 2021 mains for 15 marks in the first paper of Political Science and International Relations. The question says, can there be a universal conception of human rights? Give your arguments. Now, first of all, we will try to understand what the demands are of this question, what we need to discuss in this question. As this question is of 15 marks, so close to 250 words, anything close to 250 words, we can write. Now, here so many things come in our mind when we talk about human rights. So, but the demand is simple, like can. So, the question is asking about the possibility. Can there be a universal conception of human rights? So, it is asking a possibility that can we all guarantee by some way that human rights are universal. Okay, then it is asking for our views, like if we say yes, then why, and if we say no, then why. So we will not go in details about what are human rights, what is the status of human rights across countries. Okay, rather a summary or overview of what should be, like is human right necessary, and then if yes, so can it be a universal phenomena that all the countries should be made to adhere to this? Is there a possibility of that? Accordingly, we'll proceed with the answer. So I'll give you a formal structure which I think would be an ideal answer. All right. So Universal Human Rights Declaration, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 1948. Okay. And 10th December it was declared, right, by the United Nations organization, 10th December. So what we understand by the term human rights? So human rights is nothing but the recognition that certain conditions are necessary for the for living our life meaningfully, for living our life with dignity. Every country in the modern times, they recognize a set of rights for their citizens, but those rights are not available to the citizens of other countries if they visit that country in totality. For example, in India, fundamental rights are guaranteed to all the citizens. However, not all of them are available to the non-citizens or aliens. So what should be done? Okay, and also if we go by the set of rights available to the citizens of different countries, we find a spectrum of variation. Some countries recognize group rights, some countries do not recognize group rights, some countries are equitable in the sense like their gender equity is more, in some countries gender equity is less. In some countries, racial discrimination, like now in almost all the countries. However, we have certain set of preferential treatment, okay, for certain group of people. So we'll go back to the time when human rights were introduced, that why there was a need, because we all understand that the modern nation states are defined by their degree of rights, how democratic they are, how modern they are. Okay, so this is a kind of litmus test, what kind of right a state guarantees and what are the procedure to ensure those rights, is a litmus test for the nation. In that sense, like Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which tried to ensure some of the basic rights. There are 30 articles which were given in the Universal Declaration, okay, which was profounded to be essential to maintain human liberty, okay, human dignity, and provide the condition for a restraint free life. Unnecessary restraint should not be there. Now, what was the background? The background we can mention a bit here, that post World War II, after the Nuremberg trial, when the world came to know about the gruesome treatment of the Jews in the German concentration camp, okay, the consciousness of humanity was shaken, and after that it was conceived. However, we must not limit our understanding to that particular incident, because before that and after that also there had been incidences of violation of such rights, like inhuman treatment was given to human beings. So it was in this background. For example, we can say, like, just before the declaration, if we talk about World War II only, then the dropping of bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, okay, was it not equally gruesome? Okay, it doesn't mean that I am supporting what the Japanese were doing, no. So we will have to take a line that these are essential, and as the conception of human right, universal word is already there. So of course my preference would be that yes, it is possible. However, in what degree it can be ensured to the people of the world, okay, to the human family, that is the matter of concern, okay, because different political interest, different national interest, that govern, okay, the actual practice of delivery of rights, insurance of right, how much the society guarantees, okay. So one angle would be that yes, conception is possible. However, like, ensuring these rights would vary from state to state, okay. Some states, they are more liberal and advanced in securing human rights. Some, they have performed very low on this, okay. So when we talk about it, we will have to understand that possibility is there, but what are the difficulty, what are the challenges, okay. So one challenge would be the consciousness of society. What do I mean by this? That is the level, okay. Today we see feminist movement going on. I am giving an example, that in many countries, in our country also, women are still fighting for many types of security rights, okay, and we see different kinds of discrimination against them. So why does it happen? Okay, because we are in the transition phase, we are growing, okay. When democratic system was adopted throughout the world, and not at the same time, but in different countries at different time, it was seen as a liberating force, that now we are growing as a human society, we are developing as a human society, and we are becoming more sensitive towards the rights of the individual. So end of the feudal mindset, end of the feudal system was the basis towards transition, okay, that state exists, okay, to secure rights, liberty, okay, and dignity of the individuals. So this was the basic idea behind all the writers, all the political thinkers who supported different set of institutional arrangement which today qualifies a modern nation state. However, there was a problem, that institutionally we have recognized, okay, institutionally we do try to ensure, but the social angle is missing, the feudal mindset where we have the tendency to dominate, okay. So that is something we need to take care of while writing this answer, that is it possible to check that feudal mindset, the mindset of domination, the mindset of discrimination, okay, and to an extent the mindset of greed, then different kind of insecurities that we have, okay. So when United Nations saw that human rights are not equally respected and secured in different countries, okay, for those who violate such rights, okay, there should be a legal proceeding against that. They established International Court of Justice, ICJ. However, it is confined to war crimes. Now we will consider this point from the angle that are human rights violated during the wars only? Because after Second World War we do not have any major war as such. Now and then, yes, Vietnam War was there, Korea war was there, and certain arenas of Cold War we saw the tussle between the two powers, okay, at that time, the communist power USSR and the capitalist power USA. So skirmishes we see, fighting here and there, then war in the Gulf, etc. But a record says that during this time, since 1948 till now, more people have been persecuted by their own government than during the war. So this data is revealing that we need to secure the mechanism to counter this. Why a set of people would be persecuted? So what happened in Germany, that is being repeated in different forms in different countries. This is a grave concern that we have not been able to overcome this, or we have not found a mechanism so far to ensure human rights, okay. So we'll talk about this. And there had been so many conventions, like conventions on weapons of mass destruction, on biological weapon, on chemical weapon. We have so many treaties to prevent the use of nuclear weapon, okay. I will not say use, misuse, because nuclear weapon cannot be used to secure peace. This is a myth which is being circulated even in the academic circle, that we need war to secure peace. That has been the history so far since the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So conception of human right is possible, okay, and there should be a conception of human rights. Human rights is something as we respect and as we feel that fundamental rights are necessary. In the similar way, human rights are necessary for the human family, okay. Our consciousness is shaken when we hear incidents of terrorism, okay, where innocent people are killed brutally, okay. When in the name of securing justice, in the name of retaliation, we conduct raids, okay. So indiscriminate killing of civilians, okay. The torture that is given by the police forces, by the security forces in different countries. I am not talking about one particular country, because human right cannot be restricted to one country, okay. But these incidents are trend similar everywhere. So we need to ensure, okay, that the torture that is given, okay. Then comes the different types of movement we'll have to see, like in the name of development, okay. A section of society is made to pay the price, okay. Different countries have secured different mechanism to minimize that. However, the extent depends on how the society counters these four elements, okay. There can be more, you can come up with your own ideas, but I am pointing towards the trend where the possible human rights violations have been happening. So there is no doubt that there should be, and there is a possibility of human rights, okay, through which we have tried to secure the basic rights which have evolved over the centuries in the form of first generation rights, second generation rights, third generation rights, that comprise of our basic set of legal, political rights, civil rights, socio-economic rights, cultural rights, then group rights, Okay, so we are progressing, and the conception of human rights cannot be a static thing. It has to evolve. But how quickly, how swiftly we as a society, okay, we as a nation, we as a family of human being, okay, adapt to the changing situation, understand the lacuna, find out the possible extension in the ambit of rights, okay, the better implementation will be. So human rights conception is universal, must be universal. Second point, it is a dynamic concept, so time to time we need to revise the list, okay, and we need to find the mechanism, okay, to ensure that there is no violation, or the perpetrators are brought to justice very swiftly, okay. And such arguments like, nowadays there is a debate over capital punishment. Many countries have banned it. I think almost 98 countries have banned it, okay. So while ensuring justice, while giving punishment, while trying to investigate, these are the finer areas, okay, where we need to when we are trying to develop, okay, what are the social impact, okay, we need to be very cautious to evaluate that and find the mechanism to eradicate or minimize that to the possible extent. Only then we can have the conception being implemented. The conception of human rights can be implemented. Till then, till then we can talk about it. It would remain a bookish concept. Okay, when we understand international relation, okay, we see lots of war being fought, lots of war or battles are created. Okay, we also hear the term humanitarian intervention, that a particular regime is not respecting human rights. So through under the aegis of the United Nations, we have Security Council, which is empowered, okay, to take military actions also, interventions, okay. So but the record is not very good, okay. We have seen it in Syria, Afghanistan, okay, so many other countries, Congo, Sudan. So we can give examples. So we need to be careful here. So what is needed is the elimination of feudal mindset, okay, acceptance, like firm belief in equality, all forms of equality, racial equality, gender equality, okay, equality of human beings across the globe, okay. When a person, if a person is not hailing from our country, okay, it does not mean that the person does not deserve equal right and respect, okay. So this kind of mindset is needed. Conception is already there, implementation part, the mechanism, we need to evolve. So this will be the ideal. So you can include these points in your answer, and compress it something in close to 250 words, okay, because this topic is very broad, okay, a lot of things can be said. So we need to process this these angles in some say like 200, around 250 words, and that will form a good answer. Thank you. In the next video, I'll discuss another question.